The chief content officer for Netflix was on a podcast called The Town with Matthew Belloni. I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly. I'm always sensitive to the proper pronunciation of Italian names because mine gets butchered from time to time, but it's Belloni. Belloni, Gorlami, regardless. And I can poke fun because I'm 99.8% Italian. Anyway, Bella Bajaria, the chief content officer of Netflix, was on the Town podcast. And look, pro tip to anyone out there that might ever be interviewed in a podcast format or any other, when it's time for the speed round at the end, say I'm out of time. Because that's when you potentially get yourself in trouble, because that's when, in this process of rapid fire questioning, the truth accidentally flies out of your mouth. So they had, as part of a lightning round session at the end of the podcast interview, a topic about the NFL and whether or not Netflix is interested in an NFL package. Now, I thought that Netflix would be interested in the upcoming international package of Sunday morning games. We talked about this yesterday. The London games, Germany, Spain, France, etc., 9:30 a.m. Eastern. Netflix has the global footprint. There's a package that's coming, but I had heard, no, if they're going to get involved, they're going bigger than the games that are less consumed than the ones later in the day on Sunday. So along the way, she said, I definitely want the Sunday games. And there was a clarification. You mean Sunday night? Because she initially said Sunday night, and then she said, no, afternoon. And this is a direct quote. I definitely want the Sunday games. Now, what happened was the shit hit the fan once that got out there. And Netflix is trying to put, as Shireen Williams would say, the toothpaste back in the toothpaste holder. And there's this idea that it's all hypothetical because the rights aren't available. But they will be in 5 years. So it's really not hypothetical. I'd like to think most businesses have a 5, 10, 15-year strategy that they're following. So come 2029, that's when the NFL has the right to pull the plugs on the existing broadcast deals. So all of the packages are in play. Now, I've been thinking about what Netflix wants. And sparked by an email I got from a reader today. And this is why I read all the emails. I may not respond to all of them, but I read all of the emails that come in because it reminded me of something I'd heard years ago. And it also helped me connect the dots back to a separate problem, legal problem, the NFL still very much has as it relates to Sunday Ticket. And, the whole Sunday Ticket antitrust litigation, the massive verdict that the judge wiped out with the stroke of a pen, it's still pending on appeal. Regardless what happens with that case, the fundamental antitrust violation still exists. The idea, and this is a quick refresher because it's important to this, the idea that the NFL specifically wants the out-of-market package, which is marketed as, hey, the ability of Steelers fans who live in Topeka to watch Steelers games, you get Sunday Ticket. Well, that's fine, but you can't just buy the Steelers games. You got to pay this exorbitant price for the whole package. And what was clear in the Sunday Ticket antitrust trial last summer, and what I think ultimately resulted in the NFL losing on the issue of liability. They won on damages. They lost on liability. The idea that the NFL is trying to strike a balance here between protecting its Sunday afternoon broadcast partners, CBS and Fox, but also grabbing as much cash as possible from the out-of-market package that previously was owned by DirecTV and now is held by YouTube. So, you know how you solve that problem? You sell everything to Netflix for Sunday afternoon. Just sell the whole damn thing. And then Netflix, we've assumed either or. Between CBS and Fox, which one's going to get bumped out by this massive offer that one of the other two can't match from Netflix? No. And this might explain why they're so sensitive about it. Buy it all. buy the whole Sunday afternoon package. All games played at 1 o'clock Eastern, 4:05 Eastern, 4:25 Eastern. And then here's what you do. And this is the thing that I heard several years ago about where the puck may be going. At some point, you're going to have one of these tech companies buy up a broad set of rights and then resell them to different networks. So here's what Netflix could do. Buy the entire Sunday afternoon package from the NFL, everything, and then turn around and basically sublet to CBS and Fox the broadcast rights. Because the NFL will still want games to be available on your local CBS and Fox affiliate. Now, it might not be CBS and Fox. See, that's the next game that plays out. Netflix buys it all and then says to all the broadcast networks, we're open for business. Who wants the AFC package? Who wants the NFC package? Maybe they break it up between 1 o'clock and 4:25. Maybe CBS has 1 o'clock games. ABC has 1 o'clock games. Fox has a 4:25 window. NBC has a 4:25 window. Maybe that's what happens. But Netflix gets everything for a ridiculously high price. And the NFL is then out of the business of carving up the broadcast rights. They're just dealing with Netflix. Oh, and by the way, Netflix also holds the Sunday ticket rights. So then Netflix, in addition to carving up the broadcast rights in all the various markets, Steelers games in Pittsburgh, Bengals games in Cincinnati, and also the rest of what we're used to seeing, the free games that we're used to, typically 3 in each market. 2 at 1 o'clock, 1 at 4:25. That's how it usually goes, although there are rules that apply when the local team's playing at home. In some markets, you only get 2 a day, or you get a 4:05 and a 4:25 when you can't have 2 1 o'clock games, but usually it's 3. So everybody gets their 3 free ones. If you want the rest, you gotta have Sunday Ticket exclusively available on Netflix. Here's how this solves the antitrust problem. You're no longer, if you're the NFL, trying to make sure that you jack up the price so high that people will say, I'll just watch the free games on CBS and Fox, even though I'd rather watch a game that isn't available in my viewing area on free TV. It's too expensive to get Sunday Ticket. It's a little bit too much. So now look, you'll still have a dance between Netflix and the broadcast networks over how easy it will be for people to watch all the games. But look, once Netflix has all the rights, and once Netflix approaches all the broadcast networks, the 3-letter networks, ABC, CBS, NBC, and Fox, and says, we got packages to sell, maybe that gets the networks to pipe down about this concern. And it was all over the transcript of the trial. I bought that damn thing and I read that damn thing during slow time last summer. And it was clear that CBS and Fox hate Sunday Ticket because people buy Sunday Ticket and watch Sunday Ticket and they don't turn on their local CBS or Fox affiliate to watch the game that is available in their area. So bottom line, and I have no idea whether this is true. This is just part of what we try to bring to you. We try to connect dots and we try to help you understand what might be going on behind the curtain. They'd like to say, pay no attention to that man behind the curtain. And that's kind of what Netflix, I think, is trying to do here. And I thought it was as simple as, hey, look, other networks get upset when someone publicly says, I'm coming to try to take something you own. I trust my gut because it's right most of the time, except when it isn't. I just got a weird feeling that Netflix is thinking of a bigger play here that would revolutionize the way that the NFL sells Sunday afternoon broadcast rights. A tech company like Netflix buys them all, resells to broadcast networks, maybe as granular as market by market. And then if you want all of them, you got to have Netflix. Sunday Ticket available on Netflix. They can price it at that point however they want. So, something to keep an eye on. Because I just have a feeling, based upon the way Netflix has reacted to it, as I've heard, sources close to me tell me, Netflix backpedaling like Deion Sanders in his prime. I feel like this is more than just trying to not piss off CBS and Fox about what might be coming 5 years from now. And frankly, if I'm CBS and Fox, I'm happy about it because now I know. Now I know what I got to plan for. Now I know who the competition is. And I think that's part of the reason, too, why Netflix is not thrilled with how that lightning round went, because Netflix has typically kept its cards very close to the vest about its plans. You don't, and this probably comes from The Art of War, right? I could see the quote, basically you don't let your enemy know what you're going to do until it's time for you to do it. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.